welcome back to another edition of the AGPC, Average Guy's Guide to Life podcast, beating the internet to death one episode at a time. And I'm back. Let's address the elephant's cock in the room. Where have I been? Well, producing this entertainment content for your entertainment. There goes my brain right there. Wonder how long into this episode my brain was going to break. Maybe about 15 seconds. My brain is broken. Where have I been, you may ask? Well, I produced these things by myself. I don't have a staff. I don't have a co-host. I don't have anything but me, this mic, that camera, my equipment, and it's very easy for what the lower age millennials would say, adulting. Adulting gets in the way sometimes. And I try to make time for the things I enjoy, such as this, such as comedy, such as making people feel good and all tingly, maybe horny. Don't know what you get from these things. If it's horny, I have my information in the description of these videos. But whatever it is you get from this, I enjoy doing it regardless. And sometimes you can't. You just can't. Anybody that's 400 pounds that still eats 2 boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts for breakfast, they will say, they will tell you the same thing. Sometimes you just don't have time to get to the gym. But unlike those individuals, this isn't just an empty excuse so that I could shove more diabetes in my food cavity. This is legitimate, and I am trying to make a better schedule for myself to do these things for you. And I'm going to be better at it. I promise I'm going to be better at it. I'm more so promising myself, but I'm also promising you. If you get enjoyment out of this, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you do, there is a video version of this podcast on YouTube. There is an audio version of this podcast on Spotify or Anchor, hashtag AGPC. All of the links will be in the description of the YouTube video. And if you like music, I got shit there too. So with all of that out of the way, I have been busy adulting, and this summer has been, I guess it wouldn't be considered a hot boy summer for me. I don't think any summer in my life would be considered a hot boy summer. I mean, unless I'm going outside. Every time I go outside, I get fucking hot. I get hot and 70. Something's wrong with my biology. My skin is defective. I don't know if I was just protected like as a baby covered in blankets or something, but it's not good. I sweat profusely, but it wasn't a hot boy summer for me, temperature-wise or action-wise, although I do have some stories for you. So although I've been away, I have been writing and keeping up with what I wanted to discuss with you guys. And girls, guys and girls, or girls that identify as guys, or vice versa, whatever the fuck. I'm confused. Like I can't watch television anymore. Not because I'm bigoted or anything like that. It's just, it's all so confusing and divisive to me. But that's neither here nor there. Have you missed my trademark digression? Yes. I haven't been getting any action during the summer. That's what I mean by not having a hot boy summer. But I do have experiences that I would like to share about looking for a unicorn. I don't know how often or how frequent that phrase is used. I'm curious about its inception because people say that they're looking for a unicorn. Like a fictional creature, right? Like a mythical fictional creature that apparently exists. Like you're looking for a unicorn, something that no one's ever seen in their life. A unicorn. And I'm pretty sure you can even ask like a third grader, if a unicorn exists, or even a Pegasus, or a combination of the two, a Unipeg, or Unisys, or Pegacorn, whatever the fuck. If you asked them if a horse like that, if a horse that looks like that exists, they'd be like, no, you're a fucking fucktard. Nothing like that exists. But we're looking for it. For the sake of this episode, I'm going to continue to refer to them as unicorns. But I want to say one thing. We should be looking for things that do exist that are also rare. You know, like a real animal that you could barely catch sight of, like a snow leopard. You know, where's my fucking snow leopard? At least I know that species exists. We just rarely see them. You know, so find your fucking snow leopards, people. Fuck these unicorns. They don't exist. But I was looking for one anyway. And needless to say, you know, like most people out there looking for Bigfoot and then what do you call it? Loch Ness Monster? Like those crazy fucks. You just end up wasting time. And when you finally see something in the distance, oh, hit my table there. When you finally see something in the distance that you think is a unicorn, you know, it's like a mirage sort of thing. You're like, oh, it's a white horse. There's something sticking out of its head. And the closer you get, you're like, this is my unicorn. This is my unicorn. Closer and closer you get, you just realize it's a horse that's dead, standing up with a stick shoved through its skull. It's no fucking such thing. No such thing. It doesn't stop us from looking. Which leads me to my first topic of discussion. Wasting fucking money. So this crazy bitch, and yes, I know I talk about relationships on this podcast a lot, but that is what we do as a human species. We, you know, some of us are born with dicks, some of us are born with pussies, and we try to find each other and magnetize towards one another and fucking make families and shit. Like that's human life, other than, you know, all this adulting bullshit. I mean, that is the foundation of what we do biologically. We want to find mates. So, excuse me if I talk about it too much, but mating is something I find interesting. Even if you like to fuck butts, or if you like to bump vaginas, whatever it is you like to do, you still want to mate? I guess that's what you would still call it, mating. But this crazy bitch, I once met a person. This sounds like the beginning of a fucking, what do you call it? An old wives' tale. I once met a person who was a massive bitch, who took all of my money, and then she was rich. No, she didn't take my money, but I definitely wasted money on this individual, and I would like my money back. So if you're out there listening to this, you giant, you tall, curly-haired bastard, I want refunds on all of that terrible food and all of your terrible company and just your personality in general. It was bringing me down. It was a lot of hard work to keep you afloat. I think you suffer from some sort of depression. Not even think, I know you suffer from some sort of depression. You should probably seek a doctor or something. This person told me, after weeks of us conversing and laughing, she ended it by saying, well, this was the beginning of the end. She ended it by saying, I don't like talking that much. You like talking more than I do. Okay, let's think about this for a second. Whenever you compile a list of things that you say is the foundation of building a successful relationship, what's top 3 on most people's list? Top 3 on the majority of people's list. Conversation. And this person was completely opposed to that idea. No, I won't want any of that talking shit. None of it. I don't even want to text. Like, when you text, it's overwhelming to me. I don't want any of that. I just want, to have no conversation, schedule a date maybe, and then look at each other like complete strangers awkwardly, not knowing a damn thing about the individual. Like, if you, and this is something else I'm going to touch on, if you don't have the effort to just make noises with your mouth or move your fingers in a way with your thumbs to send a message, if you can't muster that effort to do that minuscule task, maybe you're a cunt. But also maybe you shouldn't be talking to people in a way that you're trying to pursue a relationship. Maybe you shouldn't have a dating account online. I'm going to be touching on that as well. Like, if you create a profile, not just any old profile, like a fucking Plenty of Fish that's free, or OkCupid, or fucking Hinge, or a Bumble, all these free shit. If you create something like an eHarmony or a Match or something like that you gotta pay for, but yet you don't want to talk, you could just give me that money. Give it to me. Pretend my name is eHarmony. First name E, last name Harmony. You dumb bitch. This is not meant for you. But let's discuss how we got to that point, which is going on dates, right? I believe I said in a previous episode, dating is dumb. And this kind of, this basically helps my previous point. There's a word that I was thinking of. My brain broke 15 minutes into this podcast, so I couldn't think of the word. But this supports that. Because there's no way of knowing if you're going on a date with a fucking lunatic. There's no way of knowing. So before you know it, you're out several $100s, so much time. And what if the fucking food wasn't even good? What if you couldn't even get a fucking hand job out of the situation? You know, I mean, okay, maybe that's skipping a few bases. What if you couldn't even get a kiss out of the situation, which I did not? You know, what if you couldn't even get any like good, you know, sexting? I mean, that's like pre-base one, right? That's batter's box shit. You haven't even swung the bat yet. You know, baseball references in correlation to sex. Come on now, you're with me. First base, second base, all that shit. But sexting, you haven't even swung the bat yet. You're just in the batter's box. Sexting is fucking minor league shit. We didn't even get to that. All I had was a horrible steak and a bunch of late arrivals and a bad attitude. So I don't know. Maybe I just had bad luck. But I'm kind of leaning toward dating still being dumb. Shoot me. Or if, like I said a few minutes ago, if this content makes you horny, prove me wrong. Maybe I'll take you on a date. You know, maybe I'll get that elusive car hand job that I've always wanted. I've never got a hand job in a car before. I'm suffering from serious FOMO. Never got a hand job in a car. Never got a blow job in a car. And I've had quite a few cars. And I've given quite a few rides to people. You rude motherfuckers. Just rude as fuck. And you never once unzipped my pants and was like, thank you for this ride. Thank you. Thank you for your company, you rude motherfuckers. Never once said, that was a nice parallel park. Here, let me put this in my mouth. You never once told me that, you know, that was a good 3-point turn. Now let me 3-point turn your dick with my hand. Yeah, serious FOMO. I don't know. I haven't done a lot of things, you know. I talk about sex a lot, but, you know, there's still some paths left untraveled. If you know what I'm talking about, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, nudge on my penis, tug on my penis. So yeah, that was one of the experiences that I had during my little absence there, in search for this elusive unicorn. That was definitely a fucking white horse with a stick shoved through its skull. It was just such a waste of time. And there's no way of getting that time back. You just have to eat it. Also, I'm sorry, I'm just going over my notes here. I've written down a lot. I would usually cut this part out because although I don't script what I say, literally everything that I say comes off the top of my fucking head here. But I write down a lot just to give you guys a peek behind the curtain here. If you're watching the video version, I write down a lot of things, and it's just basically bullet points of stuff that I want to talk about, and it was starting to pile up. So to give you a little peek behind the curtain, I bullet pointed things that I want to talk about first, and that was the first thing I want to talk about. So I'm going over trying to find, not so smooth of a segue, kind of rusty here. So, but I think that experience in general, dating or trying to date that retarded horse, it gave me some sort of idea, right? It gave me some sort of generalization about women. I don't fucking trust them. Like, I don't trust bitches because this bitch came out the box like she was a normal person. She actively looking to date on an eHarmony profile and all that. Paying for it. And then all of a sudden, I don't like talking. Like, maybe she was just saying that to me. I doubt it because I'm highly entertaining. And the sound of my voice, I've heard, is quite soothing. But I'm entertaining. I'm funny. I even made this crazy batshit lady laugh all the time. So it couldn't have been me. I really think that she meant that she didn't like talking. So that gave me an idea, like, I don't trust bitches because they could put on a face, right? But you really never know. You never know. Because there's a scale, right? Just like, okay, for example, I heard this story about this short guy, like 5'4", 5'3", who was like a cheater. He cheated on every woman he'd been with, right? But there's a limit. There's a height limit to cheating. You can't be 5'4" and cheating on people. That's just, no. You should be appreciative of all the pussy you get. How are you going to cheat when your next best option is, fucking William Penn Elementary? I don't promote pedos, but I'm just saying, you're 5'4" and a serial cheater. There's limits. Like, there's levels to this shit, bro. You got to grow at least 3 more inches before, okay. Even then, I'm just fucking around. But still, right? There's levels to this shit. So, for me, why I don't trust these bitches is because the prettier a bitch is, the more likely she is to lie. Pretty bitches just be lying. It's their default response. It's like they always have lying available in their back pocket. Pretty bitches. They could just lie to you because they got so many options. They could just lie. They could be like, you could be trying to schedule a date and she'd be like, I'm busy that day. Like, oh, what you doing, pretty face? What are you up to? Like, oh, I'm just going out with the girl, secretly getting dick to death. Like, she could just lie and then go on a date with you and then tell the guy that she just got dick to death with is she was going out with her mom, going to get perms or whatever the fuck. They could just lie about anything. It's just too many options. It's their default response. Don't trust a pretty bitch. Don't trust them. Just don't. I mean, if you're going to talk to them, just know in your head that they always have that as an option. And they will make some shit up on the fly. The only way that you can break them down is if you give them some sort of flaws, right? And, mental flaws are okay, that's kind of not fair because you're dealing with a fucking mentally challenged individual at that point. No matter how pretty you are, you can still get tricked and think, your clothes aren't flammable and end up lighting yourself on fire. Like, that's not fair dealing with the pretty retard. Can I say that word? I think so. That's politically correct again, right? Anyway, but you have to give them some sort of other challenge, like a pretty bitch that, that's broke as fuck, but up in age, like they don't have no money, no education, no career, but she's like 32, 33, and she's like all her peak years are behind her, but she's still holding on to that hotness. Like, I might be able to believe you a little, but still, maybe not, maybe not. The notch moves just a little bit. But what if you add things to that? Like, what if she's 32, no education, broke as fuck, still got the looks though, and still got the ability to keep them lies in the back pocket? I'm not talking to a dude that owned a boat. No, I've never stripped and grinded some jizz out with my bum. I've never done these things. I could just lie to you. So she knows she's on the decline. Once you reach that age, unless you just take care of yourself beyond belief, you're going to start dropping. So you got to add more things to that. Like, add a couple kids, maybe an ex-husband, maybe an abusive baby daddy who's in jail. Maybe now we're talking. Now she has some issues and some scars, and she's just tired of getting beat up by life and by her ex-husband. So maybe she'd be more honest. But still, maybe you've knocked it down to 50% there. As long as she's pretty, there's always going to be that what if she's secretly licking, I don't know, fucking the balls of some old rich white dude. Like, you just don't know. You don't know. My advice would be I wouldn't do it. This is why I don't trust bitches, because I'm not gonna go after no ugly bitch. I want a pretty bitch, but they lie. So for all my fellas out there that don't have such high standards, although I don't think mine are high, but aren't as shallow as me, okay? All you fellas, aim a little lower, because an ugly bitch will tell you the truth about everything. An ugly bitch will have nothing to hide. Nothing. Date one, she's taking a shit with the bathroom open. She don't give a fuck. She don't give a fuck about nothing. Unlike the pretty bitches that want to pretend like, even though they're fucking 35, they still want to pretend like they don't fart. No, that ugly bitch will take a big, dumb shit with the door open. Date number one. Then take a shower, because she's still, got to be presentable, and then want to fuck you. Date one, ugly bitch. You add a couple of fucking flaws to that, like we did the pretty bitch. Let's say she's 33, 34 years old, couple of kids, abusive husband that's in jail. That bitch is giving you everything. She is signing over the will. She's giving you the keys to her house. She's signing it over to you. She's committing tax fraud on your behalf. Everything. The bitch will rob a bank with you, bro. Get a ugly bitch. It's so easy. Maybe, because these ugly bitches nowadays, they be getting their head hyped up too with all these fancy advanced fucking filters and shit. But I'm telling you, the normal ones that don't think they look like the anime filter that they do on TikTok, the ones that actually know what they look like and step on the scale and know how much they weigh, telling you, bro. I'm telling you, you will never leave the house hungry or broke. The bitch will make you a sandwich. Fuck that. The bitch will make you a meal in the morning. She said, what are you hungry, bitch? I made soul food. It's 8 a.m. She will feed you, and then she will give you an allowance. And you will take the keys to her car and go and do whatever. You trifling niggas. My brother does this. This is how I know it's true. My brother does this. Like, every time he comes out of jail, he does this. He finds the ugliest bitch he can find and then just abuse them. Like the last bitch, she didn't even have teeth. I'm like, bro, my brother's not an ugly looking dude. He's a handsome fella. He's a street nigga. He probably will never amount to anything outside of, how much weight he can hold at once and how fast he can run from the authorities. Like, those are his biggest two accomplishments in life. But he's a street nigga. He's not bad looking though. So I'm like, bro, you can do so much better. But I never understood his thinking. He figured this out years before I did. He figured out, look, bro, you got to find a bitch that's pushing maybe 280, but she only 5'5". Maybe she missing a few teeth, but you don't care about none of that. All you got to do is fuck her every once in a while, and she will sign her life over to you. You will know her social security number within 25 minutes of talking to this bitch. Trying to tell you. Shout out QB. Like, you were doing it right this whole time. I fucked up. I'm out here trying to chase, attractive women with college degrees. I should just find me a bitch with 4 kids that's 35 and nothing left to live for. It was just so much work. Like, that's another thing I don't understand. People always say, especially women, men say it too, but women will say they want a man that's going to work for it, right? You got to work. Bitch, what? Why? Why do I have to work? I work already. Monday through Friday, and I don't even like that shit. And they pay me. Why do I have to work again? I didn't sign up for a fucking part-timer. Were you on fucking Indeed? Did I find you on Indeed? Did ZipRecruiter send you my way, bitch? I don't know. I don't even know anybody that like their real job. And this bitch asking you to work. No, I will not. I refuse to work. I refuse. You want to know why? Because it shouldn't have to feel like work, first of all. It should be natural. If you can't naturally converse with somebody like the crazy bitch with the depression, if you can't naturally talk to somebody and everything flows and, then it does feel like work. But if you go into a default saying that you want someone to work for you, bitch, what do you do for a living? Okay? Do you like your job? I don't know anybody that like their job. You asking a motherfucker to work. What if I'm overqualified for your fucking position? Huh? Do I get a raise? Do I get a raise if I'm overqualified? If I got a fucking college degree? You want to see my resume? What if you don't pay me enough? Huh? Does that give me a free pass with your friend? Like your friend that looks better than you? Can I be like, hey, quarterly raise time, yearly raise time. I get to fuck your friend. I get to fuck your mom. What the fuck are you talking about? Do I get a threesome if I'm overqualified for your fucking position? No. No one wants to work for shit. Do I even get to negotiate what my wage is? Says you want all this work on the front end. You want all this work and effort, all my fun conversation and attention, and you want all my money on these dates. Bitch, you want all this stuff. Can I at least negotiate my wages? Like, hey, gonna need a blowjob in the car every once in a while. Hand job in the car every once in a while. I want to fuck in the closet. On Sundays, I don't want you to speak watching football. If I don't text you in 30 minutes, don't just bomb my fucking phone with fucking text messages and one text at a time, please. I hate these people that send strings of text messages, like one sentence. Bitch, just save it all for one message. Send it all in one fucking message. Can I negotiate these things on the front end? Your breath can't smell like shit, okay? Can I negotiate that? I randomly want to receive pictures of your nipples. You have to shave your twat. Every now and again, I want you to shake your butt. Can I negotiate these things? It's crazy. All the negotiating factors have to do with sex. That tells you how much a man brain thinks. But not to stereotype. Conversation is important. I just spent a fucking while talking about that. Holy shit. I might have to break this up into 2 parts here. I didn't think that I would have so much to say so soon. Wow. Okay, guys. Please tune in for part 2 of whatever the fuck I'm going to call this podcast. All right, bye.